I want it bigger. There we go. Okay. Ugh, what did I just do? Now I have people in the middle here.
You just made the whole screen.
I know that.
Who can say for certain? Maybe you're still here. I feel you all around me. Your memory is so clear. Deep in the stillness, I can hear you speak. You're still an inspiration. Can it be that you are mine forever long? And you're watching over me from up above. Fly me up to where you are, beyond the distant star. I wish upon tonight to see you some more. If only for a while to know you're there. A breath away is not far to where you are. Are you gently sleeping here inside my dream? And isn't faith believing all power can't be seen? As my heart holds you just one beat away, I cherish all you gave me every day. 'Cause you are mine forever long, watching me from up above. And I believe that angels breathe, and that love will never die and never leave. Fly me up to where you are, beyond the distant star. I wish upon tonight to see you some more. If only for a while to know you're there. A breath away is not far to where you are. I know you're there. A breath away is not far to where you Good evening. Welcome to Cara's 31st annual Candlelight Service of Remembrance. My name is Liz Quinn,
and I have the privilege of serving as the president of CARA's board of directors. On behalf of our board and staff, I want to express my extreme gratitude for each of you joining us tonight, both here in the room as well as on Zoom. As we begin our service tonight, please take a moment to turn off your cell phones. And if you're with us online, please be sure to turn your audio settings to mute. CARA does not espouse a particular faith or religion, and therefore has chosen not to embrace any specific faith during this evening's remembrance service. We encourage all to draw meaning from your own personal beliefs and experiences. We come together tonight to remember, honor, and celebrate the lives of those who are no longer here with us. We remember them individually, in our hearts, and together as a community. We truly hope that your time here tonight will be meaningful and a space where you can be connected to, supported by friends, family, and community. It is my pleasure now to introduce Jim Santucci, CARA's Executive Director. He will facilitate the Candlelight service of remembrance tonight. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you, Liz. It's a true privilege to be with all of you the service this evening. I'm so grateful to be in the community with each of you as we remember and honor those special people in our lives who have died. If during this service you feel moved or inspired and you desire to express your emotional support or appreciation, we ask you to do so by a practice we have found to be meaningful in this type of setting. In lieu of clapping, we ask that you instead show your support by rubbing your hands together. I've seen some of you have already do that. And if you're joining us online, feel free to use emoticons in the same way. As a reminder, we'll be recording our service this evening and will include both on-site and Zoom Spanish interpretation. For centuries, candles have been lit in memory of deceased friends and family members as a way of healing the past and bringing hope for the future. In many cultures, communities, and religious groups across the globe, lighting a candle is often viewed as a sacred ritual. As a good friend once told me, we often suffer in silence and find healing in community. Tonight, we join together to intentionally remember and honor those who have departed this world before us. Whether your losses are more recent or they occurred years ago, we hope that collectively, coming together as a community provides a measure of peace and comfort for each of you. And our service is not only about remembering, but it is also an evening of supporting one another. Supporting each other through our caring presence with shared empathy and compassion. There is a sense of support we can experience and feel just knowing that the person sitting next to us or online with us holds a heartfelt understanding of why we are here together. During our service tonight, we'll light commemorative candles of love, courage, hope, memory, and community. And we'll hear meaningful sharing and musical arrangements on those same themes. Then we'll conclude our time together by lighting our individual candles in honor of those we're remembering. So as we begin our time together, we would also like to acknowledge the suffering and loss that is currently happening across our globe. We recognize there are so many individuals and families in our world today living with grief. We hold them collectively in our hearts and we offer our thoughts for healing, renewed hope, and peace. So let's start now with a meditative moment of silence and reflection. Join with me in a moment of silence. Thank you. The candle of love, our first candle. Through the centuries, some of the world's greatest thinkers, philosophers, musicians, religious figures, and movie producers and animals have attempted to capture the complexity and power of love, often trying to present it through analogies, words, movies, songs, and loving affection. The curious thing about love is that no matter how it is defined or expressed, we often recognize it instinctively. We kind of know it when we see it and when we feel it. Perhaps that is because there is something deep within our beings which allows us to love and have a desire to be loved. In the popular series Afterlife, the main character, Tony, whose wife Lisa had died due to cancer, states the following: "People think that all those things I miss doing with Lisa, I could just do them anyway, and that would make me feel better. But they're missing the point. I don't miss doing things with Lisa, I miss doing nothing with Lisa." Do you know what I mean? Just sitting at home, wouldn't even have to go out or do anything or even talk, just sitting there knowing she was there. I really believe that this comment captures the true resonance of love, the authentic, connecting force of our humanity. It is why we feel tremendous pain when someone who we deeply care about dies. And yet it is also why we know the pain will ease in time, leaving behind the gift of memories, the promise of hope, and perhaps the capacity for loving even more. Tonight, the candle of love will be lit by Mahid in memory of his son, Dinesh. Mahid? You can join. Oh, sorry. Come on up.
Good evening. My son Danish was born the day before my birthday, and he is forever the greatest birthday gift. From the moment he was born, he continually inspired and enriched our lives, and he continues to do so even now after having passed away. He was an explorer in thoughts and actions, and we as his parents did our best to let him explore life and try to safeguard him against those who wanted to force him into a mold. He was intelligent, curious, and a learner. He was kind, loving, and friendly, with no mean bone in his body. I cannot recall a single instance when he was unkind to anyone or anything. His spirit and character always inspired and motivated me to excel in my support of him. He was fearless to my cautiousness, and I always loved to follow him from a step behind, gently to protect him, but mainly to be his support and his facilitator. As he pushed the envelope on the topics of his interest, whether physical, intellectual, emotional, or spiritual, I was rewarded with a richer life experience. I learned and grew along with him, and we learned together and from each other. History, archaeology, writing, astronomy, music composition and history, historical games, as well as skiing were some of the subjects that he was deeply immersed in. At nearly 15 years old, Danish developed the bipolar brain illness, a neurotransmitter regulation problem that would imbalance his brain chemistry, alternatively toward mania or depression, and a few times to the point of psychotic break. The illness and the medication he was taking had made his living unpredictable and unreliable. But he hid this by continuing to pursue his goals and plans with enthusiasm. We maintained our encouraging support of Danish to help him live as normal a life as possible, always hoping that medications and increased life experiences will maintain him. I am grateful that throughout his illness, he remained positive and never turned bitter or cynical. During this time, his interest narrowed to history and archaeology, and in college, he joined an archaeological dig in Ecuador in the summer of 2019. He was similarly accepted to study ancient Greek history in Greece in the summer of 2020, but it was canceled due to COVID. Hiding from us and his friends, the bipolar pendulum had turned toward depression in 2020. And on the morning of November 11, as living must have become unbearable to him, he took his own life at the age of 21. In an instant, I lost my son, my Danish, my friend, and my heart. My joy, my purpose, my future, and my reason for living. The anguish that followed was only managed by social obligations that would momentarily distract my heart and mind from the pain. In this painful fog, I would hear from friends and family words like self-care, grieving, therapy, kara, and how I must move in this direction and learn the necessary skills to survive. As I practiced self-care, I began to breathe again. And as I familiarized myself with the concepts of grieving, I learned that I needed to repurpose myself. So I decided that I cannot move on without my son, that I will carry him in my heart and mind and will live as if he is by my side, that I will talk to him as before, hoping for his response by a sign, or I will try to intuit his answers, that I will do activities that we did together, that I will try to live part of my life for him as he lived so little, that I will continue to live with the same dedication that I had lived with him. He was the best thing that happened to me, and I was at my best with him. So I will live the rest of my life with him by me. 5 years has passed since Danish's passing, and I still sometimes feel shocked at his loss. In these 5 years, I've attended the NAMI conferences on brain illness every year to learn more and to better understand what happened to him. I've also attended Kara Grief Support Group every year for a few weeks to experience a welcoming and accepting venue where I can talk about Danish and about my grief evolution. I have kept Danish close by regularly doing activities that we did together or that he liked, by following certain rituals related to him during the holidays and milestones, and by talking to him regularly. For the 5-year memorial recently, I set up a Zoom gathering of his friends, and we talked about him, shared stories of him, watched pictures of him through the years, and cherished his memory. Danish's friends remembered his sense of humor, his friendliness and friendship, and his support of them. It was comforting and reassuring that he is remembered, cherished, and loved, and will continue to live in his friends. These past few weeks, I've been sad at the 5-year mark, and I wondered why I grieve the way I do, as I miss him, but I cannot bring him back. Then I remembered that grieving is loving. I cannot see him anymore, I cannot hear him anymore, but I can continue to love him. And everything that I have been doing has been my expression of love for my son and friend Danish. I continue to let my love for Danish guide my purpose, my aspiration, and my actions. I am grateful for the 21 years that I got to love, nurture, and know him.
Too soon to leave this earth. How could all your work be done? Ash to ash and dust to dust. Seems to me you just begun. When grief invades my soul, there's comfort in a prayer I find. Though these candles honor you, they burn for those you left behind.
Our second candle is the candle of courage. When someone we care about dies, our life is turned upside down. How do we navigate this new world without our loved ones? We feel paralyzed, and often we don't quite know where to start. That is where courage comes in, just starting, just doing the little things. Confucius said, "It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop." You know, I appreciate this quote describing courage. I think it really makes sense, especially for someone who is grieving. And especially in the midst of a society that mostly wants us to hurry up and get through our grief. You see, sometimes courage is as simple as saying to yourself at the end of a difficult day, "I will get up and try again tomorrow." And maybe you do, and maybe you don't. But you try the next day. Or the act of picking up the phone and asking a friend or sending an email and asking a relative to come over and just sit with you because you feel really sad. Those small acts of courage ultimately free us to love again, to take chances, and to reimagine our dreams. Over time, courage can even help soften the rough edges of disappointment and the aches of feeling alone. And if fully embraced, courage leaves a core of strength. Tonight, the candle of courage is lit by Eric Bueno in memory of his husband Joshua. Eric? Buenas noches. Bueno, estoy aquí después de la muerte de mi esposo Joshua. Fue la persona que me dio amor, me dio seguridad, me dio tanta protección. Y cuando lo perdí, sentí que mi mundo se acabó. Y de repente llegó Cara. Mi familia siempre estuvo ahí, mis amigos. Y ahora yo estoy aquí para hablar acerca de la valentía. Cuando pienso en la palabra valentía, yo solía imaginar actos grandiosos. Soldados en el campo de batalla, exploradores aventurándose en lo desconocido. Pero en los últimos años he llegado a comprender la valentía de una manera diferente, profundamente personal. Por 19 años, Joshua Richard Morrison fue el amor de mi vida. Llenó mi vida de amor, protección, curiosidad, aventuras. Y el 6 de agosto del 2023, inesperadamente lo encontré sin vida. En esa pérdida descubrí que la valentía no siempre es ruidosa, no siempre es visible. A veces la valentía es simplemente el acto silencioso de despertarse cada mañana y elegir seguir adelante. Valentía al enfrentar lo imaginable. El día que lo perdí, mi mundo se desbarató completamente. La vida que construimos juntos, las rutinas, las risas, los planes para el mañana, todo desapareció de repente. La valentía en ese momento fue permitirme sentir la profundidad de ese dolor en lugar de huir de él. Sabía que era Eso fue la experiencia más traumática de mi vida que alguien podía atravesar. Yo sentía el dolor físico de haberlo perdido. La realidad antinatural de tener que llamar a su madre y decirle, Bev, tu hijo ha muerto. Valentía para mí fue el saber que era demasiado para mí. Fue admitir que el duelo había entrado en mi vida y que no se iría rápidamente. Valentía en la vulnerabilidad. El duelo puede hacernos querer escondernos, encerrarnos, cerrarnos, pero aprendí que la valentía significaba abrir mi corazón a los demás, dejar que mi familia, mis amigos e incluso los desconocidos vieran mis lágrimas. Significaba el decir no estoy bien y confiar en que no sería juzgado por mi quebranto. Valentía al honrar el amor. Durante 19 años, Joshua fue mi compañero, mi confidente, mi mejor amigo y el mejor papá para nuestra perrita Ali. La valentía ahora significa llevar su memoria hacia adelante, no como un peso que me arrastra, pero como una luz que me guía. Significa contar nuestra historia, pronunciar su nombre y permitir que su amor siga moldeando a la persona en que me estoy convirtiendo. Valentía al reconstruir. El duelo no es algo que simplemente se supera. Se convirtió en parte de mí. La valentía es aprender a vivir con la verdad de su muerte y aún así atreverme a soñar de nuevo. Encontrar alegría en pequeños momentos, incluso cuando la tristeza persiste, es creer que la vida, aunque para siempre me ha cambiado, aún puede tener sentido. Así que cuando hablo de valentía hoy, no hablo de batallas ganadas ni de montañas escaladas. Hablo de la valentía de llorar abiertamente, de amar profundamente y de levantarme cada día frente a la pérdida. Cara, mi compañera de duelo Belén, mi madre, mis amigos, mi doctora, mis terapeutas, todos me ayudaron con todo esto. Joshua me enseñó muchas cosas en nuestros 19 años juntos. En su ausencia, continúa enseñándome aún más, una más, que la valentía no es la ausencia de miedo o dolor, sino la decisión de seguir viviendo, amando y esperando, incluso cuando mi corazón se ha destrozado. I'm not sure if you guys understood, but now I'm going to say it in English. Good evening. When I think of the word courage, I used to imagine grand acts, soldiers in the battle, explorers venturing into the unknown. But in the past years, I have come to understand courage in a very different, deeply personal way. Joshua Morrison was the love of my life. In August 6th, 2023, I lost my husband, my love of 19 years. And in this loss, I discovered that courage is not always loud, is not always visible. Sometimes courage is simply the quiet act of waking up each morning and choosing to keep going. Courage in facing the unimaginable. The day I lost him, my world shattered. The life we built together, the routines, the laughter, the plans for tomorrow, suddenly everything disappeared. Courage in the moment was allowing myself to feel the depth of pain instead of running from it. I knew this was the most traumatic experience someone could go through. I could feel the physical pain. Could feel the physical pain of his loss. The unnatural reality to having to call his mother to tell her, "Bev, your sweet pea is dead." I knew this was too much for me to handle. It was admitting that grief had entered my life and it would not leave quickly. Courage in vulnerability. Grief can make us want to hide, want to close ourselves off. But I learned that courage meant opening my heart to others, letting my family in, my friends, and even strangers see my tears. It meant saying, "I'm not okay," and trusting that I would not be judged for my brokenness. Courage in honoring love. For 19 years, Joshua was my partner, my confidant, my best friend, and the best dad Ali or Doug could have. Courage now means carrying his memory forward, not as a weight that drags me down, but as the light that guides me. It means telling our story, speaking his name, and allowing his love to continue shaping the person I am becoming. Courage in rebuilding. Grief is not something that I just get over. It became part of me. Courage is learning to live with that truth while still daring to dream again. It is finding joy in small moments, even when sorrow lingers. It is believing that life, though forever change, can still hold meaning. So when I speak of courage today, I do not speak of battles won or mountains climbed. I speak of the courage to grieve openly, to love deeply, and to rise each day in the face of loss. Kara, my grief support body, Belen, my mom, my friends, my doctor and therapists helped me with this. Joshua taught me many things in our 19 years together. But in his absence, he continues to teach me one more. That courage is not the absence of fear or pain. It is the decision to keep living, loving, and hoping, even when my heart has been broken. Thank you.
Todos dicen que es mentira que te quiero, porque nunca me habían visto enamorada. Yo te juro que yo misma no comprendo el por qué me fascina tu mirada. Cuando estoy cerca de ti estás junto. No quisiera que de nadie te acordaras. Tengo celos hasta del pensamiento que puedo recordarte a otra mujer amada. Júrame que aunque pase mucho tiempo, no olvidarás el momento en que yo te conocí. Mírame, no es que nada más profundo ni más grande en este mundo el cariño que te di. Bésame con un beso enamorada como nadie me ha besado. con un beso enamorada, como nadie me ha besado desde el día en que nací. Quiéreme hasta el si sabrás la amargura, estoy sufriendo por ti.
Our third candle is the candle of memory. The deaths of those we now remember have left deep voids in our lives. And it is our memories of them that help to keep their spirit alive, even while they are no longer physically with us. Personally, tonight, I'm holding special memories of my amazing daughter, Jillian, and my loving father, Joseph. Powerful pictures and stories etched in our hearts and minds, these are called our memories. They form instantly, and we carry them for a lifetime. They are triggered by images, scents, taste, or words that others might say, and even by our own dreams. They can make us laugh. They can make us smile. They can agitate us or make us angry. They can inspire us and give us confidence. Playwright Oscar Wilde once said, "Memory is the diary that we all carry about with us." A favorite quote of mine passed along over the years by an unknown author reads, "A memory is a photograph taken by the heart to make a special moment last forever." So the candle of memory tonight represents all those sacred memories, those digital images and those mini diaries emblazoned on our hearts and minds that will forever shape and impact our lives. Tonight, the candle of memory will be lit by Grace Gallagher in memory of her father, JP. Grace?
Hi, everyone. My name is Grace Gallagher. I'm a senior at St. Francis High School, and I've been a part of the Carr family for at least 10 years now. I never knew my father when he was healthy, but he was the most gracious and amazing man. He died when I was 4 after a long battle with gastric cancer. My cognitive memories of my dad are unfortunately few and far between. I remember how he smelled, which chair he liked to sit in, and which music he loved. My body remembers his death differently, in a way that my mind doesn't. I may not have completely understood what was going on, but my body remembers. I remember the tenseness in my shoulders all the time, the soft hum in my veins that reminded me what my family was feeling. I remember sitting in a car with my sister when I was 10 years old. While my mom was in CVS, I began to panic. Things flew through my brain like, she's dying in there. I had a complete panic attack because I had convinced myself she would never come back from that shopping trip. She ended up back in the front seat within a few minutes, and the fear ended for a second as she was right in front of me. But that panic seeped into my days at school or late night practices. I will never forget that panic. I will never forget racking my brain about who I would be shipped off to if my mom died too. As I aged, my grief did too. Fear turned to anger, and shock turned to the kind of sadness that never lets you forget it. My memories, or lack thereof, made me angry. Why don't I have more? Why can't I tell if my memories are my own, or merely just stories I've been told over and over again? In 4th grade, I decided to go to the father-daughter dance. Obviously, I did not have a dad to accompany me, so I went alone. My mom was there, of course, but it wasn't the same. I watched as my best friends took photos with their fathers, as their dads were propping their little girls up on their laps, in the classic photo that would be in the yearbook. I merely stood there. No one directly asked me to get out of the photo, but I knew I was expected to. As I rode to the dance with my best friend at the time and her father, I noticed them holding hands in the car. I remember feeling so dumb for wanting to go at all. We got to the dance, and everything was fine until Daughters by John Mayer bland over the gymnasium speakers. The DJ loudly asked fathers to find their daughters for the first slow dance of the night. It's only the second verse of that horrible song when I looked around at all the magnetic poles. Fathers seemed to fly to their daughters' sides. My magnetic pole drew me out of that suffocating gym and onto a brick staircase, where I found a girl. Both of us sobbed in our big poofy dresses, and I slowly found my seat next to her. We connected in a way that only grief can facilitate. Love pulled those fathers to their daughters, but a different type of love pulled me to Charlotte: grief. As I understand it, grief is not the absence of love, but only the loss of a breathing vessel to hold that love. Growing up in a kindergarten to 8th grade school with the same class of 25 kids for all 8 of those years, it's safe to say they all knew my business, or thought they did. Everyone was aware I had one parent, but the why, well, that felt like a secret. I couldn't talk about it because what if I upset someone? What if I made them uncomfortable? I vividly remember the first time I'd opened up to someone my age. The conversation naturally concluded in me comforting her. My story had genuinely upset her, even the thought of her dad dying had her in tears. As I hugged her, I felt invisible, out of reach. That experience in 5th grade shaped the way I thought about grief. Grief is the root of the human experience, and death is human. Everyone will die. Despite that fact, society is uncomfortable with grief. How something that will happen to each and every one of us one day will possibly be taboo. I don't know how many of you know about camp, but it's somewhere where grieving kids can go for a weekend to be around kids your age that are also in the midst of their grief. I remember my first time at Camp Cara. My shoulders dropped as I realized everyone who was there, counselors and campers alike, had dealt with their own grief. Camp Cara understood that sympathy is nice, but empathy is real. Something a child can comprehend. In a place like Cara, strangers became family almost immediately. The isolation that I'd come to know in the presence of my classmates faded. I was so inspired by this feeling that I knew I'd want to be a counselor. My first year as a counselor, I met Taylor. She was a camper that was completely inseparable from me. Her mom shared with me that Taylor rarely talked about the death of her person, and I saw a glimpse of myself in her. I ached to give her the space that I was denied. All weekend, I couldn't quite break her shell. At the final campfire, everyone shared their fondest memory of their person. I physically felt Taylor's anxiety. I asked if we could go on a walk. I watched as relief washed across her face. We walked to a little bench, fleeing the heavy air, and her tears soaked my sweatshirt. Mine dropped into her freshly washed hair, and we talked. We talked about the seemingly inconsequential aspects of loss, their smell being gone, having to throw away their toothbrush. Camp brought me Taylor. She was a part of me. At the final breakfast, when Taylor's sister expressed her gratitude for my help, it hit me. My support had a ripple effect, and my grief had helped someone. Unfortunately, I have what they call at camp the get it factor. I understand grief. I see you. I'm not afraid of the sticky stuff, and I want to see all of you. Your anger, your hopelessness, and your grief. In a way, those emotions are the most beautiful. They're evidence of human connection, love. My grief and the wounds that I wear from that time have shaped me into the person I am, and will shape me into the person I want to be. The death of my dad and the memories that accompanied that experience are memories that I will never forget. I will also never forget the memories that I don't have the time to experience with him. It is painful, but it is a part of me.
the candle of hope, our fourth candle. Hope is being able to see that there's light despite all the darkness. This is a quote made by Archbishop Desmond Tutu, which captures the theme of our candle tonight. And yet, hope is a complex topic, especially when we're navigating loss. When we are grieving and we hear others talking about hope, it can feel a bit hollow, frustrating, or even discouraging. When we are suffering the pain of loss, the meaning of hope that we once held is challenged. But over time, I have found we begin to look for a different hope, what I call a renewed hope. Hope which is often accompanied by a sense of meaning. Martin Luther King Jr. once commented, "We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope." This really aligns with my perspective of having a renewed hope, accepting the permanence of death, yet looking into the future with the belief that there could be an infinite number of what I refer to as unexpected positives. The candle of hope tonight represents that renewed hope we yearn for as we travel along the road of loss. The hope deep within each of us, believing that we can get through the challenges of the journey and embrace a destination we've not yet been to. Tonight, the candle of hope is being lit by Kathy Merkel Raymond in memory of her brother and sister, David and Janet. Kathy?
I'm so grateful to see each one of you here tonight to remember and to celebrate the lives of loved ones whom we cherish. It is an honor to participate with you in Cara's annual service, an evening that fills my heart with inspiration that continues to expand indefinitely. Thank you. I am fortunate to have grown up with 5 siblings who have remained very close and strongly connected. I'm highly aware and grateful because I know many do not have the opportunity to share that experience. But I'm also grateful to be here with you tonight to share my personal human story of profound grief. The long, troubling, and crushing journey that we call human grief and loss. What a gift to be a part of Cara and its critically important mission. But is that it? Is that all there is? Twice in the past 5 years, my family bliss bubble was broken, along with my heart. My sister and brother, Janet and David, died unexpectedly and much too young. Let me first introduce you to Janet. She was always laughing, had boundless energy, especially for the children who she loved in her home daycare program of over 30 years. Jan was a true child at heart, full of love and compassion for all in her family. She taught me how to laugh and to try to not take life so seriously. She modeled care and indiscriminate love for families around her who longed for the education, compassion, and encouraging support that she gave their babies. After decades of childcare, lifting, and cradling babies, Jan had a routine shoulder replacement surgery that turned out to not be so routine. She died suddenly at home after suffering a pulmonary embolism 2 days after her shoulder replacement. The shock of her death was overwhelming. Her bright candle of laughter, creative energy, and love of life was immediately extinguished. As her siblings, we promised at that point to see each other more often and more intentionally over the course of our lives. For me, it felt like our love and support for one another grew tenfold after Jan's death. My sisters and I have one brother, David, who died by suicide in June, 6 months ago. He chose to take his life on the grounds of our 5-generation family farm in Michigan, where we all grew into adulthood. Even as a child, Dave was mischievous, impulsive, anxious, and sullen at times. He was the kind of farmer who planted corn seed and then dug into the earth a day or two later to see if the seeds had begun to sprout. Perhaps we should have recognized the pressures of farming to be too overwhelming for him, as if the word should means that we had any power whatsoever over events from our past. My big brother Dave recognized my early love of sports, and he took precious time away from farming to teach me and to compete with me. He was the first person to develop my skills in basketball, softball, even football. And he taught me about sports strategy, the importance of working hard, and how to fish. And wow, he really loved fishing. He taught me that it wasn't about the fish. It was about sitting there in nature, in a calm place, thinking, reflecting, and enjoying space, especially with people who you love. We were fierce rivals in college sports. His, the dismal Michigan State Spartans, and mine, the brilliant and almost always victorious Michigan Wolverines, except lately in the news. Dave's suicide was a horrific shock for me and my surviving 3 sisters. We continue to mourn and struggle to understand his reality that ending life was better than living it. I still grab my phone to joust with him about Michigan's superiority in almost everything. We know that it's magical thinking to believe that any of us could have altered the decision that he made because it was right for him. But oh, how I wish I could have found words to convince him that the far better choice was to stay here with all of us who continue to love him and miss him dearly. Human life is fragile and finite, and that realization inspires us to be present here and now, and to tell our close ones that we love them deeply here and now, but also always. Through the shock and trauma of grief and loss, we can feel crushed, suffocated, isolated, and hopeless. But we gradually find some way forward, a sliver of light in our darkest night of despair. And like that tiny seed, we yearn to grow and to thrive, to rise from the muck and the dust and reach for the sun that we know will greet us every day. Jan and Dave are warmly and safely tucked in my heart, and they will live there always. Sometimes I feel them calling out to me to hold on to the laughter, to remember the silly and playful days of our youth, and no matter what, to live life fully. In sharing stories about Jan and Dave and speaking my truth about the infinite love for them that we cherish as a family, my spirit is renewed. And I feel love, full of memories, and full of hope. I'm convinced that is the life they both want for me and for my sisters. And in that safe and sacred space, we will always find hope, and we will always find them. In closing, I want to share a poem with you that expresses what I hear from my sister and my brother in the deep, dark stillness of night. I hope the poem resonates with you as well. The title is Epitaph, and it's written by Merritt Malloy. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and to old men who wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give to them what you need to give to me. I want to leave you something better than words or than sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not only in your mind. You can love me most by letting hands touch hands, by letting bodies touch bodies, and by letting go of children who need to be free. Love does not die. People do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away.
The candle of community is our fifth candle and final candle tonight. Herman Melville said, "We cannot live only for ourselves. 1,000 fibers connect us with our fellow men." Deep in our souls, we understand this, even if we are unaware on the surface. When our friends get sick, we feel something inside of us. When our colleague at work experiences a tragedy, we are moved in our hearts. When we hear about a death in the community, we rally and support the grieving, often collectively. We bring flowers, make dinners, run errands, donate sick leave, become advocates, and often put those individuals and families in grief above ourselves. Many of us in this chapel have been the recipient of those kinds of acts and have witnessed firsthand the power of human connection and community. Tonight, we are all connected through the shared threads of loss. Hundreds of individuals, each here remembering those special people in our lives who have died. And simply by being present, we are caring for and supporting each other, a powerful testament to what is the essence of community. Tonight, the candle of community is being lit by Shelley Gillen in memory of 3 members of the Cara community who have died in 2025, Elise Melman, John Crewall, and Vicki Ellis. The sense of isolation that frequently accompanies loss can be so overwhelming, yet it is often community that helps us travel through the new world without our loved ones. The 3 individuals we've lit the candle of community in memory of tonight, Elise, John, and Vicki, truly understood this concept and generously devoted their time, skills, and financial resources for many, many years in support of the Cara community. Whether it was their volunteer work in our adult services and community outreach programs, or leading our funding campaigns to build and grow Camp Cara and our Spanish services programs. Each was dedicated to ensuring that those who suffered the death of a loved one could find community and the renewed hope and healing it brings after loss. You know, there is a term we often use at Cara that Grace alluded to earlier, when someone really comprehends the depth of the work we do in support of the grieving. We call it the get it factor. When someone has the get it factor, they understand fully what our mission is really about. They understand the healing power of connecting in community with others who are experiencing loss, like we're all doing here this evening. When I think of this term, I'm also reminded of the following by author Henry Nouwen, who wrote, "Those who can sit in silence with their fellow man, not knowing what to say, but knowing that they should be there, can bring new life in a dying heart. Those who are not afraid to hold a hand in gratitude, to shed tears in grief, and to let a sigh of distress arise straight from the heart, can break through paralyzing boundaries and witness the birth of a new fellowship, the fellowship of the broken." Elise, John, and Vicki undoubtedly had the get it factor, and beyond that, fully embraced being in community with the fellowship of the broken. With all of those in our hearts and minds tonight, we honor and remember them. Now we'll begin our community memorial candlelighting ceremony. Candles of love, courage, memory, hope, and community have been lit, and our hearts have been moved. We now invite everyone to participate in our candlelighting ceremony to honor and remember each of our loved ones who have died. In a moment, our designated main candle carriers will make their way down the aisles. For those seated at the end, everyone seated at the end of each row, you'll light your candle from them, and then you'll pass that candle light on to the person next to you. So would tonight's candle carriers please come forward at this time?
Con te partirò.
remembrance, many individual flames combine to light the darkness around us and remind us that we are not alone in our grief. Our individual candle flames glow to remember those who have gone before us. Now please join me in the refrain of the poem, We Remember Them. Respond after each statement with the refrain, We remember them. At the rising of the sun and at its going down, at the blowing of the wind and in the chill